My name is Charles Gadigan, and I run the Box Shop. The Box Shop is a collaborative art studio here in San Francisco where you could pool resources and information. A place where artists were able to have access to high-quality tools, to have a MIG welder and a TIG welder and a brake and a roller and, planishing hammers and English wheels, combined with this space which allows to build even larger pieces of art that just don't fit inside. And I really want people to come here and to actually make art, to not talk about making art, to not think about making art, but to actually make art. There are 34 tenants at the Box Shop, which Flaming Lotus Girls are one of. The Flaming Lotus Girls are a large group of people that make art.
Well, the Flaming Lotus Girls, I think, have a great track record of making really scary art that's absolutely beautiful.
We work with really dangerous elements like propane, methanol, kerosene, diesel. 8 years ago, we started out as a group of people who had the desire to build these large-scale art projects.
We have a whole lot of past projects. Flaming Lotus Girls pieces stored around in the nooks and crannies of the Box Shop. Can you get back here? I guess that'd be the oldest piece in the yard. This is from Fire Island, which was this kind of big floral island, and this was the gate. Right, these here are feathers from the Angel of the Apocalypse. The big steel ball down here is the centerpiece to Alcyon, and it fits in between, spins around on fire. This is the scale model of the 168-foot Serpent Mother. And there's the Hand of God. I love the Hand of God resting over my desk.
This year's project is Mutopia. It is comprised of 11 separate pieces, and they range from 1.5 feet tall to the very last one in the center of the spiral is going to be around 22 feet tall.
So what are these things? It's called a fiddlehead. It's a fiddlehead. And it's actually a flower, and it closes like this. Maybe it will be hanging, like this on some of them, and then other ones it'll be, hanging like that.
So this is one of our new effects. It's called the chromatic effect, which is a propane pneumatic. So the propane supply comes in, and it's switched by this valve, by an electromagnet. It switches back and forward and allows propane up these speeds here. And basically, depending on which one's switching at once, will depend on the position that they're in. Sometimes they're extending and sometimes they're not. And basically, as the propane exhausts through the solenoid, it comes out of the head. So it kind of poofs in a breathing motion. The first thing I did as a Flaming Lotus Girl was drive the forklift truck. So I turned up here one Saturday afternoon, and Charlie actually said, "Hey, you want to lift this?" And I'm like, "I have no idea how." He's like, "Do you want to learn?" I'm like, "Yes." Straight.
The way you become a Flaming Lotus Girl is you just have to ask. You don't have to have the skills, but you just have to have the enthusiasm.
Flaming Lotus Girls get a lot of people their first taste of making something. You can walk in the door and we can show you very quickly how to operate a single tool.
And Charlie meets me and he's like, "So you want to learn how to bend some pipe?" And I was like, "Okay, sure." And throws me on the machine, shows me how to do it, and this is our 5th one. Or try to work this.
Really, one of the core ideas of our group is supporting women and supporting them learning these skills that traditionally they aren't encouraged to explore. We have welders in our group that started off from doing nothing to taking classes to now teaching people in the group.
I am a Flaming Lotus Girl, proudly a Flaming Lotus Girl.
Men are allowed in the group, but we lead and they listen to us.
We just wanted to create a women-centric, organization.
We got a few new peeps in the house.
Hey, new peeps!
Here, raise your hands. Hi! Erica. I guess I spend my time here because Flaming Lotus Girls have kind of become my community. There's about 30 people that are the core members that are here every night, but there'll be about 100 people who have worked on the project this year.
We have NASA scientists and horticulturalists and secretaries, we have PhDs. I'm a scientist during the day. I love my day job, but I wanted something else, a little bit more risque and dangerous and on the edge.
Today we need to test out some of our newest toys, our three-way poofers, our chromatics.
A little bit less. There we go.
We created this whole root system that'll hide all of our hose and electrics. This whole installation is going to be an entire spiraling piece, but right now we just have one arm of it. Just to kind of see where we're going, see if we're going in the right direction, which we are. I think it's looking like how we thought it would.
Yeah, no, so this side down.
This side down.
And now you ready?
All right, okay.
So this is the weave here. This is to supply the fire effect for the chromatic weave. And so it's a fuel line that then goes to copper that's wrapped with stainless steel mesh, which distributes the flame and gives a nice even flame effect.
This year, all of the fire effects we have are new. You kind of know the limits you can go to, and we also know the precautions that to take to actually make sure that nothing does go wrong in the first place. So safety is something we take very seriously in the Flaming Lotus Girls. We've been around as a group for 7 years, and we've never had a single safety incident where anybody's got hurt.
We realize what we're working with is really, really dangerous, and we don't take that for granted. So don't try this at home.
One of the reasons I think Flaming Lotus Girls are so successful is I think that the core members of the group aren't really pyromaniacs. They are interested in fire as a medium. You know, it's about how we can express ourselves with it and how we can enchant people with it.
I think from the very beginning, we didn't let not knowing something stop us. We always said, well, if we can dream it up, we can do it. And yeah, that gets us into territory we've never been. We're testing out new three-way poofers, which are 3 elements that you can hit buttons and it swings the piece. We're using misting methanol. So we're actually misting methanol and igniting it on fire. We allow people that come to our pieces to operate our pieces. So not only do you get to be around it, but you also get to operate it and control it.
They send a chute of propane into the air, or they move a wing, or they do something else with the sculptures, which is a really amazing thing to see people do that. And the smile on their face when they do it. And actually the most rewarding thing for me is just people that come up to you and look you in the eye and just say thank you.
Major funding for Make is provided by Geek Squad.